Ryan never questioned why his wife cried harder than he did when the doctor told him he was infertile. He should have. The fertility clinic smelled like bleach and silent disappointment. Ryan Matthews sat next to Kelsey, his fingers locked with hers, knuckles white. They were both 30, healthy, married 7 years, and childless. The kind of couple that people pitied quietly. The kind others assumed just didn't want kids yet. The truth? They'd been trying for almost 4 years, ovulation kits, fertility diets, temperature logs, mood swings, miscarriages that never happened because nothing ever happened. And now, after the tests, after the hopes, after the waiting, the doctor said words Ryan would never forget. "Ryan, I'm sorry. You're sterile. Complete azoospermia. Zero motility. There's no chance." Kelsey cried instantly. Her nails dug into his palm. He just stared. His heart didn't break. It stopped. The silence that followed that sentence was the kind you only hear before something shatters forever. But it didn't. Not right away. Because Ryan was good at fixing things. He fixed trucks. He fixed busted engines. He thought he could fix this too. "I'm so sorry," he whispered. But Kelsey shook her head. "We'll get through it," she said quickly, eyes red. "It's not your fault. It's just life." Ryan believed her. Why wouldn't he? They looked into sperm donors, adoption, foster care. But every time they took a step forward, Kelsey pulled back. She said it wasn't the right time. She needed space. More time. More therapy. "Maybe we need to accept this isn't our path," she said once, eyes full of pain or something pretending to be. So Ryan stopped pushing. He poured himself into his work. Built a successful auto repair business. Came home to dinner alone more often than not. He still loved her. Still tried. Still brought her flowers. She smiled. Kissed him. Said thank you. But something in her eyes dimmed over time. Something she stopped trying to hide. Then came the day that rewrote his life. It was a Saturday. Rainy. Quiet. Ryan was elbow-deep in the hood of a '72 Chevelle when Kelsey's car rolled into the driveway. She came out slow, hand shaking, holding something behind her back. Her face was pale. Her lips trembling. "I need to tell you something," she said. Ryan wiped his hands, heart hammering. "I'm pregnant." Silence. Rain tapped the metal roof like fingernails. He blinked. "What?" "I'm pregnant, I took 2 tests. I went to the doctor. It's real." His body went cold. He looked at her, at the way her hands trembled. Her face was unreadable, half joy, half terror. Something about it didn't feel right. "How?" he whispered. "The doctor." "I don't know," she blurted. Maybe he was wrong. Maybe something changed. "I read about rare cases where men recover from it. Miracles. I don't care how. It's ours." But Ryan's hands started shaking. His chest felt hollow. "I need to see those test results," he said. "What?" "The doctor's report." "Show me." Kelsey hesitated. "Why don't you believe me?" she snapped, defensive now. "Do you think I'd lie about something like this?" He said nothing. That night, she didn't sleep. He did worse, he thought. The next morning, Ryan made a quiet decision. Something burned in his chest that wouldn't let him move forward without answers. He called the old urologist, booked an appointment, paid for the test again. 3 weeks later, the results were exactly the same. Zero motility. Still sterile. His heart didn't just stop this time. It dropped. He didn't confront her right away. He didn't scream. He didn't pack his bags. He started watching. Quietly. Coldly. Kelsey thought the distance was shock, maybe depression. But Ryan had entered a different space, somewhere between rage and numbness. He started going through her things. Her laptop. Her emails. He bought spyware. Installed it. And one night, while she was showering, he saw it. A name. A message. "You're gonna be a great dad, Trent." His world burned. Ryan didn't scream. He didn't punch walls. He didn't even cry. When he read that message, "You're gonna be a great dad, Trent," something inside him simply shut off. Like a switch. The kind no one ever finds again. He stared at the screen long after it went dark, his reflection faint in the black glass. Then, with surgical calm, he copied every message. Screenshots. Voice notes. Photos. Names. He backed it all up onto a private drive. Cloud, USB, printouts, multiple layers of truth, each one heavier than the last. Trent. Trent was no stranger. He was one of Ryan's old friends from high school. The funny guy at barbecues. The single dude who never settled down, always cracked jokes about marriage being a prison with matching towels. He used to flirt with Kelsey, but Ryan thought it was harmless. Thought he was above suspicion. He wasn't. Over the next few nights, Ryan became a ghost in his own home. He'd stay up pretending to scroll aimlessly beside her in bed, but his eyes were fixed on her every movement, every text, every moment her phone lit up and she turned the screen away, every long shower she took with the door locked, every fake laugh at memes she wouldn't show him. She wasn't cheating anymore. She had already cheated. Repeatedly, passionately, boldly. Now she was building a new future inside the ashes of his life and calling it a miracle. Ryan didn't confront her. Not yet. He wanted to know everything. How long? Where? Why? He tracked her car, bought a burner phone, installed a GPS chip in her trunk. He even watched her enter a Motel 9, off Route 6, one Thursday night and leave 3 hours later with her hair tied up and lipstick smudged. She came home that night with takeout and kissed him like she meant it. Surprised you're hungry, he muttered. She didn't hear him, or didn't want to. Then came the day that changed his plan. He booked a DNA paternity test behind her back. He told her he needed to visit his cousin for the weekend, packed a bag, and drove 3 hours to a private lab. All he needed was her toothbrush, which he'd taken that morning, and a strand of her hair. The lab said results would take a few days. While he waited, Ryan planned. Not revenge. Something cleaner. Sharper. Truth. He dug into Trent's life. Found his address. Watched his social media like a hawk. The man had no idea what storm was brewing. His last post was a gym selfie with the caption, "Monday grind never stops." Ryan stared at it for a long time, then quietly followed him with a fake account. He learned their patterns. Times they met. Clues they left behind. His wife was careful, but Trent was arrogant. Sloppy. He even posted a photo of Kelsey's backyard once, just a shot of his feet and a beer bottle, but Ryan recognized the damn flower pot he bought last spring. The pieces were forming a picture so clear, it made him sick. Then the lab called. The DNA showed a 0% chance Ryan was the biological father. He laughed. Not a happy laugh. The kind you hear in a war movie right before the grenade lands. 2 days later, he printed everything. He waited until Kelsey was in the kitchen scrolling Instagram while eating from her baby cravings stash of pickles and ice cream. Then he walked in, dropped the thick folder on the table, and said 3 words. Explain. It. All. Kelsey froze. Her face drained of blood. Ryan, what is this? You tell me. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't have to. The quiet was louder. She flipped through the first few pages. Messages. GPS logs. Photos. Trent's name in bold. Her own words in print. I can explain, she whispered. Can you? He said. Explain how my infertile ass magically got you pregnant? Explain, Trent. Tears welled up. The crocodile kind. She reached for him. I didn't mean. Don't, he snapped. Do not touch me. Kelsey broke. She dropped to her knees. I was scared. I thought we'd never have a child. And Trent, it was a mistake. I didn't mean to fall for him. It was just physical at first, but... You're in love with him, Ryan said flatly. Silence. That was all the answer he needed. I loved you, he said. More than anything. I would have adopted 10 kids with you. Built you a whole damn orphanage. But you wanted a fantasy. So you murdered the reality we had. I'm sorry. No, you're sorry I found out. He left the folder on the table, turned, and walked out. He didn't slam the door. He didn't look back. Not once. Ryan didn't cry until the 3rd night. Not when he left the house. Not when he checked into that cheap motel by the highway. Not even when he watched a rerun of the same episode of Cops he'd seen in high school while eating gas station jerky for dinner. The tears didn't come from pain. They came from exhaustion. The kind that crawls into your bones and makes you forget who you were before everything broke. He stared at the motel ceiling like it held answers. He had no home now. No wife. No child. Only a shattered version of a life he'd built with bare hands. For 2 days, Kelsey texted nonstop. Please, just talk to me. I made a mistake. I was lost. We can fix this. I love you. He didn't answer. Not even when she added. I'll end it with him. I swear. Just say the word. That part made him laugh. End it? Like this was a bad haircut? Ryan wasn't interested in watching her squirm. He didn't want revenge, not the dramatic kind. No fights in parking lots, no screaming matches. He wanted distance. He wanted peace. But most of all, he wanted clarity. Answers to questions that knotted him like rust through metal. Why Trent? When? Was it just him? Ryan called his cousin Jenna, the only person who ever saw past Kelsey's carefully polished surface. She cheated. Jenna said on the phone. Holy SH, Ryan. I never liked her. I always got this fake vibe. He told her everything. The infertility, the pregnancy, the texts, the DNA results. I've got a spare room, she said. Stay here until you figure out your next move. So he packed up what little he had and drove west. It was a long drive through forgotten towns and endless silence. Along the way, Ryan played back every moment, every kiss, every "I love you," every tear she shed in the clinic. Were they all lies? At Jenna's place, things felt still. Her guest room smelled like lavender. Her 2 rescue dogs barked a bit but warmed to him fast. He slept better than he had in months. And then, one night, while scrolling through an old Facebook account, Ryan made a decision. He was going to post the truth. Not out of spite, but survival. He started with a blank page on a throwaway Reddit account. Title: My wife told me I was infertile. Then she got pregnant. It gets worse. He wrote the story not as a victim, but as a man who needed to let it out. He included the facts. No names. No slander. Just the timeline. The pain. The betrayal. The way she cried harder than him at the fertility clinic. The pregnancy. The DNA. The name Trent he found in her messages. He went to bed without checking responses. By morning, there were over 14,000 upvotes. Thousands of comments. Some said he should sue for fraud. Others offered legal advice. One lawyer messaged offering free representation. Several asked if he confronted Trent. He hadn't. But maybe he needed to. Ryan wasn't a violent man. He never had been. But something inside him wanted to look Trent in the eye. To see if he even felt a shred of shame. He didn't call. He showed up. Trent lived in a 2-story condo with a Mustang in the driveway and string lights hung like he was still in college. It was Saturday morning. Sunlight, birds chirping, a breeze too calm for what was about to happen. Ryan rang the bell. Twice. Trent opened the door in a hoodie and joggers, holding a protein shake. Ryan. For a second, Trent's smile flickered. Then he straightened. You here to punch me or talk? Talk, Ryan said. But I wouldn't mind doing both. They sat on the porch. Ryan didn't ask to come in. He wanted the world to see this. 2 men. 1 lie. In the crater it left. How long? Ryan asked. Trent looked down. 18 months. That answer knocked the air out of him. She said it was one mistake, Ryan muttered. Trent scoffed. She told me she was leaving you. That you two hadn't touched each other in years. That you didn't want kids anymore. That she felt invisible. She lied to you too, Ryan said. I figured that out when she ghosted me last week. Ryan blinked. She blocked me, Trent said. Told me she was fixing her marriage. I found out from Facebook she was pregnant. She never even told me directly. Ryan didn't know whether to laugh or scream. Guess you're not the only one who got played, Trent added bitterly. There was silence. Then Trent sighed. I'm sorry, man. I should have never crossed that line. I didn't think you'd find out. You didn't think I mattered, Ryan corrected. Trent looked away. Ryan stood up. Don't worry. I'm not coming back. Then he paused. But if the kid's yours, and she tries to pretend it's mine, I'll burn that lie to the ground. Trent nodded. Fair. Back at Jenna's, Ryan poured himself a drink for the first time in weeks. He was a man without a past. His old life? Gone. The house, the dinners, the framed ultrasound photo on the fridge, it was all dead weight. But the future? Still unwritten. And he wasn't going to let her write the ending. 2 months after leaving Kelsey, Ryan felt like a man returning from war. Not victorious, just intact. That alone felt like a miracle. He hadn't spoken to her since their last exchange. Not a call. Not a text. Just silence. Beautiful, echoing silence. Then came the envelope. No return address. Just his name. Handwritten. Inside, a lawyer's letter and a copy of a petition. She was filing for divorce. No explanation. No apology. Just a line. I'm sorry it ended this way. He stared at the signature. Kelsey Matthews. His chest didn't burn this time. He just folded the letter, set it on the counter, and poured himself another cup of black coffee. It was over. Finally. Or so he thought. 1 week later, Jenna handed him her phone. You're going to want to see this, she said. It was a Facebook post. Public. From Kelsey. A maternity photo. She was glowing, draped in a white dress, hand on belly, smiling into a golden field. The caption read, Every blessing begins with a storm. I thank God for the journey, even the heartbreak. Baby and I are strong, and we are loved. Comments flooded in. You're so brave. This child is lucky to have a mama like you. I hope he sees what he lost. Ryan felt the bile rise in his throat. There was no mention of him, or the cheating, or Trent. She was painting herself as the survivor, the warrior, the innocent. He didn't respond. He didn't share his side. He didn't comment or DM her. But something in him twisted. Not out of jealousy, out of justice. The divorce finalized quickly. No contest. She kept the house. He kept his business. No children. No assets disputed. No names on the birth certificate, yet. That part was coming. Weeks later, Ryan got the call from a county social worker. Mr. Matthews? Your name was listed as the presumed father. We're required to confirm paternity. His hands clenched. She knows I'm not the father. Still, the voice replied, legally, if you were married at the time of conception, your name can be assumed unless paternity is formally disproven. He laughed bitterly. Send the test. It arrived by courier the next day. Ryan swabbed and sent it back. 3 weeks later, 0% match. He sent the official report straight to the county clerk with a note. This lion's here. Trent, meanwhile, vanished. Deleted socials. No phone number. Word spread he'd moved out of state. Someone claimed they saw him in Arizona, working construction. Another said he had a girlfriend. Ryan didn't care. He wasn't his problem. Not anymore. Then, one night, Ryan opened Reddit again. His original post had gone viral. Over 50,000 upvotes. Podcasts had read it. YouTube drama channels dramatized it. Even strangers messaged him. Your story saved me. I left my cheating wife after reading this. You're not alone. Ryan didn't feel like a hero, just a man who survived fire. But survival matters. So he wrote an update. Title, Update, she told me I was infertile. Then got pregnant. I walked. He told them everything. The DNA test. The confrontation. The silence. The courthouse. The social worker. The fake social media narrative. The fact that she was now a single mom playing victim for likes. And the final truth. I'm not bitter. I'm rebuilding. I found peace in letting go. I just want people to know, if your gut says something's wrong, listen. If love feels like guilt, it's not love. And if someone builds their life on a lie, walk away before they make you part of it. The comments exploded. He didn't read most of them, but one caught his eye. She'll teach that child how to lie. You'll teach yourself how to live again. 1 year later, Ryan stood outside his new auto shop. Bigger than the last. Brighter. His name on the sign above. He'd hired 2 mechanics. Took weekends off. Dated a little. Nothing serious. Not yet. But he smiled again. He cooked his own dinners. He fixed his own damn sink. Then, one Saturday, he drove past his old street. Just once. The house looked smaller now. Same white siding. Same yard. Different car in the driveway. Through the window, he saw her. Holding the baby. Smiling. Ryan didn't stop. He didn't wave. He drove past like a stranger. But he smiled, too. Because she wasn't his ghost anymore. She was just part of a life he buried. And finally left behind.